Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined as always by Johnny Venerable, first-team All-NBA. Johnny, first-team All-PHNX. Johnny.
Would you put me on first-team All-PHNX?
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Guard forward. Would you put me on first team?
Of course, yes.
Oh.
I have a very how many people can I put on the first team? Is it like the starting 5?
Oh, yeah,
Is it
it's only 5.
Starting 11 like in football? Okay. You would definitely be on there.
It's just so good to hear. It's such good news. Well, somebody made first team All-NBA yesterday. And
who's that?
One and only Devin Booker, and people are kind of freaking out about it on Twitter, which is hilarious to me. What are your initial reactions to the news?
Well, listen, everybody's pissed because they feel like Steph Curry should have been over Devin Booker. Didn't Steph miss time this season with an injury? I feel like, to me, thank you, Chris. I am, I show up every day. I do the best job that I can. Here's what it is. I think it's partially the NBA trying to highlight new and interesting stars, and I think that that's the smart thing to do. Steph Curry's legacy is already cemented. He's going to win his 4th ring. No one's going to care about this. And I do think Devin Booker was better this year in the regular season than Steph Curry. He was on the number 1 team in the same conference and had a historically great regular season with his teammates. I mean, the Warriors regular season, it was fine. They were a good team. I mean, they're a much better postseason team, but they did not play for the regular season. So I think the biggest argument can be made, like, Steph and the Warriors turn it up in the postseason, and they're going to win the championship because of it. We saw the Suns play hard in the regular season. Say what you want about it, but they had a better regular season, and I think they're rewarding Devin Booker for that. I don't think you can have a team that won 64 games and not have somebody on the first team All-NBA.
No, look, I think people want, it's the top 5 players in the NBA at their positions. And it just gets a little weird when, like a guy like Joel Embiid is left off the first team All-NBA, but Nikola Jokic won the MVP. He's the center that gets that spot. Right. And Jason Tatum is reacting today, or I don't know if you saw that, it was today or last night. He was appalled that Joel Embiid was left off of it. What, do you want to take yourself off of it, Mr. Jason Tatum? Like, Booker's
such passive-aggressive bullshit. Oh, man, I'm really pissed for this guy, but it's my spot.
Yeah.
Also.
So I don't really understand it. If you missed it, first team All-NBA, Luka, Book, Jason Tatum, Giannis, who was the only unanimous vote, and then Nikola Jokic. I think all of those make sense. I think John Morant and Steph Curry and Joel Embiid will be all NBA second team, and everything will be okay.
Like, your numbers are your numbers, and we judge people on one thing: championships. Like, Devin Booker, which I'm sure trade large majority of his individual awards for a championship, bringing it and being the focal point for the Phoenix Suns, just like Steph Curry once upon a time did with Golden State in that first title run many years ago. What happened to my broom?
Yeah,
listen,
what happened, Johnny?
We can get into that. I predicted. I said we were either going to have a Warriors victory. We were going to have an absolute non-competitive outing because the Warriors did not care. And that's what happened. The Warriors literally went back and said, we'll wrap this thing up in San Francisco by the Bay. We're not gonna try tonight. I mean, and Steve Kerr's emotional speech beforehand about everything else that was going on. I'm not saying that played a factor, but like, people were distracted. I mean, that was a nice win for Dallas. I will give them credit. They got it. It's like, if you're a family that got to go and experience that, that's great for you. It meant that game meant nothing in the grand scheme of things. This Warriors series, the only thing that hurts is for those of us who put money on the plus 700 for a Warriors sweep. That was my only fear, is when the series got to 3-0, would the Warriors even care to show up in game 4? And they didn't, just like in that Memphis game.
Also, the Mavericks they made 23s. It's something that they've been riding this entire postseason is really hot shooting from the 3-point line. They got back to their ways, and if this continues, I could see this being pushed to 6, but only 6, and that's what I predicted. I will say, Johnny, I'm not gonna be that guy that if it goes to 6, if they win a game in Golden State and then get blown out in the Mavericks territory, I'm not gonna be the one that says this is competitive, even though I said it would go 6.
Thank you.
It's not gonna. This isn't competitive.
We'll call this a draw. If it gets to game 6, we'll all walk it back a little bit and say good for the Mavericks, but this is not going 6.
What happens then if it goes 7 and they lose?
Stop.
What happens?
What happens? Genuinely? That's not happening.
But what if it does?
Who loses? Dallas?
Yeah, if Dallas loses, is it competitive then?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you get to a game 7, the series is competitive.
Okay. All right. Okay.
If it comes back to Dallas, according to Jay's guys, oh my God, guys, can we just stop?
Well, okay, let's talk about that though, Johnny.
No, it's this is worthless time on this show.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not, Johnny. If they have a crazy hot shooting night again, and in Golden State, and they win that game, and it goes back to Dallas, they have all the momentum in the world to force a game 7. Then you might be sweating a little bit if you're Golden State.
Oh God,
it's a one game series at that point.
Get some help, folks in the chat. Get some help. The series is over. It's been over for the better part of the last 7 days. Thank you. Hey.0 gets it. He is with me because the smart people in the DraftKings Sportsbook app are going to put all of their coin on the Warriors money line in Game 5.
I'm not saying I think it's going to go to Game 6 and then to Game 7. I'm just saying,
what if the Suns had won Game 7, and what if they were in this series, and what would the lines be? Blah blah blah. What if the Pelicans had beaten the Suns?
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's just.
All right.
No one's beating the Warriors.
Well, speaking of the past, let's just look at our picks from yesterday. Johnny, we'll let you go first. Not the best day for us, I would say.
No, none of this worked out. Well, listen, we talked about it. These games aren't competitive. So
the over worked out.
Yeah, the over did hit, but these games aren't competitive. So they're unwatchable by the fourth quarter. And you mentioned it. I mean, it's the 3-point efficiency. People are saying we'll take away the corner 3. I saw that this morning. I'm like, I don't think you can do that, but I do think there is. And again, I don't mean to keep beating a dead horse. I said yesterday, if the Mavs came out and played with their hair on fire and the Warriors didn't care, then this game would be completely lopsided and it would be unwatchable. And that's exactly what happened. And so, yeah, the money line did not work out. I had to ride with the sweep as much as I could, but the over did hit.
I obviously took the Mavs. I was willing to go down with the ship, and the ship is still afloat a bit. There are a lot of holes in it. We're trying to repair it, but I don't think it's going to be repaired. Mavs -1 hit, the over hit. 2 for 2 on those, but then a big over on, I think all 4 of our props didn't hit, Johnny.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at them. They were ugly.
Well,
they were ugly. They were an ugly duckling.
We'll own up to it. Wiggins, I don't think got to that. I think he finished like 12 or something. He was a little strange last night. Let's check. He finished with 13. Yeah, so that stinks. And then Curry did not have his crazy game. We'll talk about what Dellavedova said in a second. And then my props. Dinwiddie, unfortunately, he got off to a cold start and then got it going a little bit. But by the time he got it going, they were up by like 20, and he came out and didn't play in the fourth quarter.
I hate like these non-competitive games too. It screws up all of our props.
It's okay. It's okay.
Get it together. I mean, last time was a forgettable
we can start, Johnny. You know what we can start doing to combat that? I've been thinking about this. Is betting on role players that play maybe like 5 to 10 minutes a game.
Oh God, no one wants to do that. Come on.
So before we get into some comments, I do want to talk about what Dellavedova says. Johnny, I don't know if you saw this morning, but Matthew Dellavedova said it's funny that Curry, when the Mavericks are up 2, when the Warriors are down 2, he can't hit a 3, but all of a sudden when they're up 6, they start falling. Shut up, Matthew Dellavedova.
Oh, God.
At that point, it's like I want to know what the context was in this. I want to know if he was on a show, if he was just tweeting. I haven't seen it, but like what good is that doing? And that's not true.
Listen. You're not a good player. I'm shocked that he's still in the NBA, to be honest with you, after that. Remember when he had that finals run with LeBron? Yeah. Oh, my God. I would prefer just never to hear from him again. Let the real players talk. And I think we're going to see some real players tonight. I think we're going to get a good game tonight. Thank the good Lord, because this Western Conference playoffs outside of Game 3, and really that game I felt like was over when the second half hit and the Warriors had the lead. Like the Western Conference Finals, I'm going to go back to this. The Suns screwed everyone of
Oh
what
no,
I
I
think
got
could have
tricked.
been what?
I got tricked apparently. I saw it the first thing when I woke up this morning, Jay saying you got tricked. That was a parody site. LMAO.
Oh
Oopsie.
God.
Thank you. This is why we have the chat to keep us in check.
I promise if you read my content at gophnx.com, I don't have faux
There we
links in there.
go.
It's all genuine information. Craig Morgan is not posting stuff from the Onion as factual. But you can get a membership, 50 cents for the first month, $8.99 for the subsequent month. Gophnx.com.
So I want to get into a couple comments. Hayda earlier saying Mavs just shot well last night. They're not going to repeat the same shooting again. Isn't that what we were just telling ourselves the entire Sun series? They can't do this again. They
I
can't
don't
do
want
this
to talk.
again.
I don't want to talk about the Suns. I know I just brought them up, but I don't want to talk about them. But I also get angry watching the series because I do think the Suns. I think the Suns would have lost to the Warriors had they won that game 7. But I think we would have gotten some competitive games. Like I think the Suns match up better with the Warriors than the Mavericks did. And again, I'm not making excuses for the Suns. Like the Mavericks beat the Suns, even though the Suns beat the Suns. I just this is ugly. This is ugly basketball, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it's ugly, but you can also bet on it being ugly. Take some alternate spreads on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I was thinking about doing that tonight in the Celtics game, but I just don't want to touch this spread. I'm
Touch
we'll
it.
Get into that. We'll get into that later. But you can bet on alternate spreads and live bet, flash props, everything on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. What have you been live betting at all, Johnny, during these series? Because I feel like that's one of the only ways to touch
Yeah,
it.
but I haven't hit on anything, so I haven't told you about it yet.
Well,
I've got a lot of X's and a lot of reds on DraftKings lately.
You can try your luck on the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and bet just $5 on any NBA team to win their game. The last 4 remaining teams, so you can bet on the Heat or the Celtics tonight. Get $150 in free bets if they do win when you use that promo code PHNX. So if you like Jason Tatum as much as Johnny does, you can bet $5 on the Celtics money line tonight and get $150 in free bets if they do win. Once again, that's promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Okay, I should have seen who tweeted that this morning. Once again, this was right when I woke up on my phone. It was from Butt Crack Sports. So yeah,
old Butt Crack.
not the best source ever.
The old
all right,
Butt Crack Twitter account.
Johnny, I know where you're going tonight. What do you like?
I shouldn't like this because everything in my better judgment tells me that these teams trade wins, just like the last series with Milwaukee and Boston. Miami looks so bad. Kyle Lowry is a hot dirt. Butler is banged up. I'm going to take the Celtics to win this game on the road, -2.5. Just take the money line if you're not feeling confident. I'm actually pretty surprised the Celtics are favored. I thought this would be almost a straight up pick 'em. I do think the under is going to hit because this has been an under series consistently.
Yeah.
I like one individual player because he's playing with his head on fire. I think we're not talking about this enough. Like last year, it was Giannis and Chris Middleton. Like what Jalen Brown is doing is he is having a Chris Middleton like resurgence in the postseason that I think has elevated him to a point where I did not think he was capable of going. And I'll get to that here in a second with my prop.
Yeah. High Sports Pro. Yeah. I don't think a loss would be too disappointing for the Mavs at this point. But if you get to 7 games and you lose, that might be a little bit disappointing. But we'll get to that when we get to that because I'm picking Mavs money line for the rest of the series. And then tonight, I'm just taking the under. I told you I'm not going to touch a spread. I went back and forth with this today. Probably think the Celtics are going to win, but it's going to be a blowout on either side. Johnny, I'm sticking with what I said.
I don't feel good about -2.5 Celtics at all.
What do you mean?
Like I don't. Like I could definitely see Miami. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think Boston's better, so I'm going to take them. But everything that I've seen so far this postseason says that Miami wins this game.
Yeah, I said at the start of this series is going to go 7, but no game is going to be close. And so far, that's remained true. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. The Celtics lose at TD Garden consistently, and the Heat don't have real fans in Miami because all they want to do is party. It's so bizarre. The tickets sell out. They sell out every game in the
Well,
Heat
because it's
arena,
a
but
social
nobody
event. It's
goes.
not real people. It's fake plastic people. But I want to party with them. I want to be part of
Yeah.
the social elite in Miami.
So, Johnny, you talked about what you like tonight, prop wise, and you talk about the social elite. Is this a member of the social elite?
Yes, yes, it is. We in Maricopa, we don't have social elite here. We have. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. All right, let me get to my prop here. My solo prop. Jalen Brown. I don't know if you guys realize this. 2 games ago, even in a loss, had 40 points. He is a man among boys. His efficiency from the field this postseason has been fantastic. 34 and a half points. If he plus 850, good hell. Give me that. I
Yeah.
think he and Tatum both eat tonight. But man, I saw that number. I'm like, oh my God, almost plus 1,000 for Jason Tatum just to have. I don't know what he's averaging this postseason. I think it's slightly, maybe, I think it's like 26, 27. He shoots threes at will. So at least I feel like I'm going to get my shots with him. Like in that game 2 games ago, so that would have been game 3.
Yeah.
He had, I think, almost 30 shots, and
Yeah.
and a third of those were from the 3-point line. So like, I don't get cheated if he doesn't hit these point totals. Like whatever, it's plus 850. But I know at least I'm not going to have to watch, Marcus Smart and Al Horford take all the shots.
Yeah. I doubt Marcus Smart plays today.
Yeah.
But yeah, desert people, I think was the word you were looking for, Johnny. Smash that like button for the desert people. If you're in the chat,
God help
smash that
us.
like button.
God help us and our Denny's and our IHOP.
No, not the Chili's yet though. No, I really do enjoy the plus 850 juice on that. I think that's plausible. The only thing I think is if he does have 30 plus points, he's going to get pulled with 10 minutes to go because they'll be up by 40. So
yeah, this is a problem. Can we just can we get a competitive game? I want to turn on my television in the 4th quarter and it be tied.
yeah,
That's what I want.
well, we might get it. Game 5, you never know, but probably not. These are my props for tonight. This is what I like. I'm going with baby boy Tatum tonight, Johnny.
Taters.
I think this is so hot. 34 and a half points plus rebounds. He's been averaging around 6 or 7 rebounds a game. So 27 points for Jason Tatum. I mean, or 28, I guess.
Have you been turned to the Tatum dark side?
Dude, I'm not going to do this again. I like Tatum.
Okay,
I hate his fans.
It's the last time I ask you about it.
Yeah, I think he has a big night tonight. I saw Spencer Dinwiddie hit a Tatum-esque shot yesterday. Tatum has like basically trademarked that sidestep 3 that Harden kind of does, but Jason Tatum does it with his to the right side.
Tatum's actually a good player.
Spencer Dinwiddie's solid. But yeah, taking over 34 and a half points plus rebounds for Jason Tatum tonight, minus 110. And then Kyle Lowry, a little juicy. Starting point guards and their over assists have been very low in these playoffs. So I'm taking us over 4.5 assists. He played like doggy doo-doo buns in that first game he returned. I think he plays a lot better tonight. Minus 120. The injury report tonight is a little strange, Johnny. There's been a lot of injuries in these playoffs, and I think that's what causes a lot of these blowouts. But you're getting a questionable game time decision, I guess, from Robert Williams and Marcus Smart. Tyler Hero's questionable. Do you think no Marcus Smart again and no Robert Williams will affect this game one way or another? I think.
Maybe. Bam's been fantastic, but I think the wing players for Boston are just too special. It's interesting on DraftKings right now. So, like, Jason Tatum is the overwhelming favorite to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP at minus 140. If you like Miami to win, you can get Jimmy Butler almost plus 200. Wow. And then if you like me and you love Jalen Brown, let's say Jalen Brown goes off these next couple of games and close out games and eclipses Jason Tatum's point total and has a better final 4 games. You can get Jalen Brown right now at plus 650 to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We both feel like the Celtics are going to win this series. So then it's just like, well, okay, if you're confident in Jalen Brown, this one was plus 700.
Yeah.
He is grossly undervalued.
And that's why I liked Marcus Smart so much early in the series before he got injured. The Celtics went down 2-1. All their odds went up for Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And I told you guys on the show, you get that at plus 1,600. If he didn't get injured, he had
plus,
that big.
It's 7,500 now.
Yeah. Well, if he did, because he got injured. If he didn't get injured, he had that big game 2, I believe, where he went for like 30 plus, and he's been just a menace on defense. So that would have been fun. But yeah, there's stuff like that all the time on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So make sure to download that thing and make sure to hit that like button and follow us on Twitter at PHNX_bets. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. Johnny, anything else before we get out of here?
PHNX Cardinals live today, 4 p.m. Myself, Damian Anderson, and of course, my partner in crime, Mr. Bo Brock, talking all things Arizona Cardinals. Steve Keim, I think as we speak, is on Pat McAfee. I got to go digest the GM's comments. And Pro Football Focus put out an article today predicting Kyler Murray's contract is going to average $46 million a year. Good hell. All that and more. PHNX Cardinals live today, 4 p.m.
Yep. Keep it locked in right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. It'll be there. We will also be going live at PHNX Sun Devils. We'll be going live at 3 p.m. with a special guest, Alina Torres.
Cool.
Softball, ASU softball super regional this weekend. Those games last weekend for the Tempe regional were so fun. So if you haven't watched any of that, they're usually on ESPN. Definitely watch that. And if you're in Arizona, come to those games, Farrington Stadium. Tickets are cheap, and it's a really good time. So
super regional with some super friends.
Yes, super friends.
How about that?
You know who they're playing, Johnny?
I don't.
Northwestern.
Ooh, Damian Anderson's alma mater. I'll have to talk a little shit to Damian tonight.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure as always. Right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel every Monday through Friday at noon. PHNX Bets Daily. And we will see you here tomorrow. Peace, love, and PRA.